Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are, just know that I'm saying hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you guys are doing well. I am doing well myself. And as you can see, we are back with another video. However, not just any video. I'm sure the title probably already tells a lot, but we are pregnant. We're pregnant, guys. I am finally pregnant. As you guys may have guessed, things are crazy over here in my life. I'm speechless. What do I even say? We're just so blessed, so happy, so excited. But of course, it comes with a little bit of nervousness and just anxiety and making sure that everything is okay and going smoothly. But everything is going well. Like I said, we're very excited, and I wanted to come and just announce it to you all and share the good news with you all, and also share basically what's been going on, how I found out, what's tea. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get into what is tea right now. Sorry if I keep adjusting the camera. I'm having some major wardrobe malfunctions, and I'm just trying to get used to being on camera again and speaking and da. So anyways, I want to first talk about how we found out that we were pregnant, and just go from there. So actually, if you guys watched my last video that I posted, I was doing Vlogmas, and the last Vlogmas video that I posted, I was talking about how I would love to have a Christmas miracle. And so I had been praying for a while that we get pregnant around Christmas time. I thought that would just be the cutest thing, that we can announce the pregnancy and do all this fun stuff around Christmas. And it was just one of those things that I was like, wow, that'd be great. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, because we would be traveling from Hawaii to North Carolina, I wasn't really pressed about it. My husband and I at the time were not really going for being pregnant around that time. So because we would be traveling and stuff like that, we just wasn't even really thinking about it. We were just thinking about traveling and packing and making sure everything was good for the trip. So it wasn't even a thought at the time, trying to get pregnant like it always had been for me. It always had been a thing that I was just thinking about, praying about. We were just going on about our married lives. And it was about a few days before we left for North Carolina, my period was supposed to start. And like I said, it was probably just a few days before we were going to leave, because I know, looking at my apps, I know that I was not supposed to be like actively on my period while we were in North Carolina. And I started noticing, like, you know, period like symptoms. I was cramping and different things were going on. So I was just like, okay, this is it, you know, no Christmas miracle this time. But hey, you know, whatever. So like I said, I was noticing cramping. Now, when I say cramping, I'm talking about real cramps that you feel when your period is about to start. And that's not what I imagined implantation cramping to be. I thought implantation cramping would be different and not as strong as a period cramp. However, at least for me, it was just about the same sensation as a period cramp. So it made me think, okay, my period is about to come on. So I started to prepare for my period. My cramps got to the point that I even took like a pain, maybe like Tylenol or something, to kind of just help with the cramps, because I thought that, okay, my period is starting. So normally I would, once I get those cramps that felt like my period was coming, I tried to jump ahead and get before the pain, you know what I'm saying? Take a few Tylenol and kind of rest and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I took some Tylenol and went on about the night. So because I was expecting my period to come that night, and my period, for some reason, normally comes in the middle of the night. And I hate getting woken up by cramps. So I always take Tylenol. So took the Tylenol, went on about the night, woke up the next morning, nothing. I was like, okay, not even cramps or anything like that. I felt fine. I still honestly felt like, okay, it's still gonna come. It's just my period just likes to play sometimes. So I'm like, she's still gonna show up. One of these days she's gonna show up. And I'm used to missing maybe 1 or 2 days, and then she might come on the 3rd day, whatever. You know how periods are. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna come. So I just went on about my day. Now, I met up with one of my friends, and my friend, she has a baby boy. And so we hung out, and I think that was actually the 2nd day. So I had already missed 2 days of my period, but like I said, that's normal for me. I was just waiting. And so we hung out, we had a good time, we had some drinks. And when I say drinks, I mean like wine and stuff like that. So, because like I said, I was expecting my girl. And I wasn't even thinking about like the possibility of being pregnant. It didn't even cross my mind. I was just like, whatever, she hasn't shown up. We had some drinks, we had a good time. I hung out with her like majority of that day. And it hit me that, you know, we were having drinks and we were just having a great time. And I even told her, I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute, homegirl. I'm here, you know, having a good time with you, having some drinks. I said, I've missed not my whole period, but I've missed a few days of my period. I said, there's a possibility that I could be pregnant. And she said, yeah, there's a possibility. There's a possibility, friend, you could be pregnant. And I was like, yeah, but nah. You know, my period does this. She's gonna come or whatever. So before I left, hanging out with her, I got to hold her son. And her son was just looking deep into my soul. Now, you guys might think this is extra, but I truly believe that babies sense things. They can see things that we don't see. I really believe that. So her baby boy, as I was holding him, he was just really looking at me, and he was smiling and he was grinning, and he would just, after he would smile and grin, he would just look up at me like, you know, and I'm like, you're flirting with me. I'm like, okay, you're flirting with me. And then as I kept holding him, he kept doing the same thing. He would smile, he would just look at me and just like just look at me. And it hit me again. I'm like, you must be trying to tell me something. And I'm legit that person. I'm like, you're telling me something. I'm telling my friend, I'm like, friend, he's telling me something. Your baby is telling me something. And she was like, yeah, he could be, he's never this calm. And then he ended up falling asleep. And she's like, he never really does that. He's never really this calm with people. So I'm like, okay, this is a sign. He was telling me something. So after that, I go home. And like I said, this was like day 2 of my supposed period. She was supposed to be in. And I go home. My husband's in the living room sitting down watching TV. I say hey to him and talk about my day and how fun it was hanging out with my friend and da-da-da-da-da. I didn't even tell him about her son. I just told him we had a good time, and I went upstairs. Now, I was really not going to take a test, but then I thought about it because, with the journey that we had, I've taken a million pregnancy tests and they've come out negative, and I let myself down and I'm crying and I'm upset. So I really did not want to do this or do that, take a pregnancy test and then get my hopes up. But something just told me, something took over me, and it said, take the test, friend. Take the test. So I reached under the sink and I found my little cheap internet trip test, and I pulled out one, did my little business, stuck the strip down in the cup, and just put the strip right on the counter. And I started to, wind down, because in my head, y'all, literally, I thought that it was going to be negative. I really thought it's negative, but I'm having this feeling, and I've never had this feeling before to take a test because, like I said, I would always get my hopes up. And the last time I told myself, do not take another test unless you know that you're pregnant. But honestly, this time I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get into the symptoms and stuff later, but I honestly had no idea. I had no idea. I just was going off of this feeling that I had. And so I'm like, okay, I took it. It's going to be negative, and that's going to be it. Okay. I'm starting to wait the time, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, that looks like a line. At that time, I didn't even pick it up. I was just looking at it like, okay, that looks like a line. But with the internet strips, the line kind of filters through and you can kind of see a line going through the test. So I thought maybe that's what that is. Maybe it's not actually a line and it's just going through the test. So I waited. My timer went off and I picked up the test, and it's a faint line on the test. It was a faint line on the test. So I'm like, okay, that's a line. So I freak out just a little bit because I'm like, that's a faint line. It's there for sure. Had color and everything. I'm telling myself, nah. I'm literally in the bathroom upstairs and I'm talking to myself and I'm telling myself, no, that's not a line. It's not there. It's not there. It's not a line. Don't start tripping. It's not a line. And I'm like, it's not a line. No, it's not a line. So immediately I go under my sink, because you already know when you're trying to conceive, you got them pregnancy tests or secret pregnancy tests squared away under your sink. And you do. I know you do. So we're here. I go look under the sink. I'm reaching for more pregnancy tests. And I pull out a clear blue. And I open the box up. The only clear blue left in the box is a digital. And I've taken digital and it's negative. So I'm scared of the digital. So I'm like, okay, if this says negative, that's it. It's a no. I'm not taking any more tests, and I'm not going to be sitting in this bathroom squinting at a line. I'm not doing it. I'm not driving myself crazy. It's a no. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to wait until my period comes. So I open the test, stick the test down in the cup, and I also find another, just a regular pregnancy test under the sink. I stick that down in the cup, and I wait. I'm waiting for about a minute and a half for the clear blue. I waited for about a minute and a half, and that thing says pregnant. And I'm like, pregnant? Pregnant? Who, me? Me? Pregnant? Like, for real, pregnant. So I immediately start freaking out. I'm literally in our bathroom freaking out. My husband is downstairs. He has no clue what's going. He had no clue what was going on because I didn't tell him anything. I just told him that I had a great day. And so, and it's funny because usually he asks me when it's time for my period. He'll ask, "Did your period start? How are you feeling?" But he hadn't asked me that, so he honestly had no clue. Neither did I, honestly. So I'm like freaking out. The other pregnancy test that I took has a very nice line on it. I'm freaking out. I'm just freaking out. And then I leave the bathroom. I'm walking around our room. I'm pacing. I'm sweating. I'm on the verge of tears, and I'm like, do I tell my husband now or do I wait? Because honestly, I had dealt with so much trauma and just anxiety of being pregnant and having to go through this time and time again and just feeling defeated. Really, I just, I didn't know if I should say anything to him or wait a few days just to see. I'm like going around our room. I'm walking around the room. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Then I pull my stuff together. I'm like, I'm going to have to tell my husband. Like I said, we were leaving maybe a few days later, maybe a few days later, because I was able to go to the doctor and everything, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But, so like I said, my husband, he's sitting down here on the couch, and I, go to the top of our stairs and I say, babe, can you come here for a second? My husband said, okay. Because later on, I found out he thought that I had saw something upstairs that I was scared of because I'm scared of cats. So he thought that maybe I saw a bug or something or maybe a spider or something I didn't know. And he thought that he was going to need to come upstairs and kill it. So my husband took his merry own time getting upstairs. Yeah. He took his time, baby girl. He took his time getting upstairs. And so I just left, the stairwell. I just left. I went back to the bathroom. I put all the little pregnancy tests down because if my husband is like anybody else's, my husband, every time I would take the little strip test, he would swear he didn't see anything. You know what I'm saying? So he always told me, take a digital. I need something that says yes or no, or I need something that says pregnant or not pregnant. So this time, my evidence was there, okay? I laid my pregnancy test down, had it all mapped out for him. And I put my, the one that said pregnant down on the counter. And I waited for him to come in the bathroom. He came in, I didn't say a word. I didn't even do emotion or anything. I just was looking, and he was like, oh my God. And that is one of 2 times that I've seen my husband almost on the verge of tears. And so as soon as he said, I lost it. I cried. I just cried, and we hugged each other. We stayed in the bathroom for a good minute. We just had to get ourselves together, because y'all, when I say we were not focused on getting pregnant, we were not trying actively, we were not doing anything. We were just preparing to go home to North Carolina. So pregnancy was literally not even on our minds. I won't even say that it was the last thing on our mind. It wasn't even on our mind at all. And this was literally a shock. This was a surprise. This was a big, surprise. It was such a surprise for us and such a surreal moment that we decided to call our parents right then. I mean, because for one, our parents, we are a Christian family. My mom is Christian, his parents are Christian, and we believe wholeheartedly over here. Our parents had already known what was going on with our journey and just how for real it was taking a toll on me personally. And they had been there from day one. So we decided, there's no waiting over here, because people say wait until you're 12 weeks and da-da-da. But it won't no waiting over here, baby. We had to call somebody. So we call our people, we call our parents, we call our brother, and we call my mom, and we just shared that special moment with everyone. And it was just so surreal, and it's still, I'm 13 weeks now, 13 weeks in a day, and it's still just such a surreal feeling. It's something that I just cannot believe is happening. Every day I have to remind myself, you are about to be someone's mom. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And to have a person, a whole human being growing inside me, I just can't believe it. And I'm so happy, and I'm so excited, and I'm just ready. But that is the way we found out that we were pregnant. I can truly say that I did not see this coming. I didn't have early on. I can kind of get into the symptoms. I'm gonna do a separate video for first trimester symptoms and tell you all about how my first trimester went, child. That first trimester, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even gonna get into it, but what I will say, early on, my symptoms weren't as noticeable. That's not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to feel nothing. I was expecting right off the bat, when you get pregnant, boom. But it's not like that for everyone. So honestly, my symptoms didn't really even kick in until I was about 6 or 7 weeks pregnant. And after that, child. But like I said, I'll do a first trimester video just talking about just symptoms. I did not really notice symptoms. Now looking back, I can say, okay, that was a symptom. But in the moment, I was clueless. Like I said, I really did not, it did not click that your girl was with child, prego maego. Yeah, we're just happy and we're excited. And of course, just like anything, I am going to be bringing you guys along the journey. But I just want the women that are still trying to conceive, that are still watching me, to just stay encouraged. I know that it's hard. If anybody knows that it's hard, it's me. You know, I went through depression over trying to have this baby and trying to conceive this child. So I know that it's hard, but try your best to stay encouraged, because when the time is right, when the time is right, when the price is right, I promise God is going to come through, and he knows when the time is going to be right. Like I tell my husband all the time, now that we're pregnant, I told him, I said, I would never tell a woman not to track her period and track her trying to conceive journey and go to these infertility clinics and do different things to try to figure out what the problem is, especially when you feel like something is going on. I'll never say that, because it's good to know, you know what I'm saying? But what I will add to that is having faith. It was times that I did not have faith. I did not have hope. I did not believe. My husband had to really carry that for me, And it was times that I didn't, and it was times that I did. It was times that I did not understand what God was doing and why it was taking so long, or why I felt like it was taking so long. And it was times that I, was okay with it. But every time God came through. He never dropped me. He never said, because you don't believe, I'm not gonna do it. He never turned from me. He never dropped me. And so I just want to say to all the women who are still watching me from my myomectomy and just watching my journey, please stay encouraged. I promise that it will happen. And if you just stay encouraged and stay with God, it's going to come to pass. It is going to come to pass. And even when you are pregnant, I know a lot of us women get pregnant after having issues like fibroids and PCOS and different things like that. And we deal with anxiety, because that has been a thing for me, dealing with anxiety and just dealing with just feeling like something may happen, or get that out of your mind too, because if God did it, he got you. And that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But before I go, I am gonna show a little bump update, or I guess this is not an update, because y'all didn't even know that I was pregnant. I don't think. Because ain't nobody commented on nothing and said, oh, she gone because she pregnant. So I don't think y'all think that I'm pregnant. But anyway, I'm gonna give a little bump pic. I don't think that I'm showing. Like I said, I'm 13 weeks and 1 day. But everybody around me, like my husband, he thinks I'm showing. My mom and family, and they think that I'm showing. I still think that it might be a little bit of bloating, but who knows? Little situation. My little situation. Can you guys see? So, here's what I'm looking like. That hair growing though. And I'm looking kind of full up top. That's why I was kind of having a little wardrobe malfunction, but y'all get it. And it's a lot of women up here, so you know what's going on, child. But anyway, I pray that you all stay encouraged, for one, and I pray that you guys are blessed and are well, and hopefully you guys stay along for this journey, because we are going to be documenting everything. And now that everything is out, I want just be able to share my journey. So I'll be posting, and definitely the next video will be all about the first trimester. Ciao. So y'all be blessed.